What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to show you how to install a grass flap on a Ferris Z3X. Basically, it's a pretty easy installation. I also heated this piece up with a torch, as you can see, and bent it to contour to the deck. Did as good as I could. It's not perfect by any means, and but I'll show you how to do it. First of all, you're going to have to drill 2 holes in your deck. 1, 2. You're probably going to want to mount this a little bit further forward than I did, but I already had 2 holes in my deck from a previous chute block, so I just went ahead and used those. That way I didn't have to drill any more holes in my deck. And also, another thing that I did was I drilled these holes a little bit bigger, and I put carriage bolts under the bottom. That way the bottom bolts are rounded off, and when it's throwing wet grass, it doesn't get caught on the bolt heads, because the last thing you want is 2 squared off bolt heads under here catching wet grass. So they're pretty self-explanatory once you get them put together. The hard part is usually routing the cable, so I'm going to show you guys how I did it without hitting, any belts, anything like that. And I also didn't even have to use any zip ties, so that worked out pretty well. So the way I routed mine was I came up right up here, looped it down here. You can pull this out if you want, but it stays right there perfectly fine. I may put a zip tie, nah, I doubt it. But so I ran it on the outside of the deck. I ran it through this little hole right there. I had it ran over the top before, but it was actually getting in contact with this belt. So I came around this bracket and went through here. And I took the plate off on the back to show you guys where I came through at. I mounted my pedal right here. One hole mounted right there. You just drill 1 hole there. So it's a 3-hole installation. You drill this hole and you drill 2 up there. It's very simple. I ran that wire over the axle. Make sure you run it over that axle. You don't want to run it under the axle, because if you hop a curb, at a property and the wire gets caught under the axle, it's gonna rip it. And it runs right up through there. Not sure if you can see it. But anyway, you basically run it right over this back axle, around the outside of the pump right there, and then it just comes straight out through this hole right there. Run that cable up right there, and then run it in. That's a big enough swoop for me. They say, running and swooping, but I've never had any issues with it. I have been running it for a while now. But it's a good chute block. I had a advanced chute system on here, and it worked great. Just the only issue is with it being a 61-inch mower, I had to lean a little further over than I like to, pull the thing. So it's nice to have a foot-operated chute block when you have a 60-inch mower. I figured that out. So that's how I installed it, guys. If y'all have any questions, feel free to comment. I'll get back with you. So like, subscribe, comment. Appreciate it.